Welcome in, Aggie fans. This is episode 3 of Cruisin with Coach. We are presented by the El Paso Las Cruces Chevy dealers and rolling today in a brand new 2021 Chevy Suburban. Women's golf head coach Danny Bowen is our guest today. Coach, thanks for doing this. Pretty sharp ride, isn't it?
Yeah, very spacious and luxury.
All right, let's get rolling here. When did you first fall in love with the game of golf? Were you one of those guys, Coach, that was playing when you were 2 or 3 years old?
No, actually I wasn't. I didn't pick the game up until I was probably 11 or 12.
Okay.
So that's considered a late start to golf nowadays. But as soon as I started, it was instantaneous love for the game, and dropped a couple other sports to pick it up. So.
Did you feel like you were a natural right away? Because golf can be really challenging for somebody who starts a little later.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I was a natural right away. I definitely grew into the game and learned rapidly. But that quick learning curve was good for me to grow into the competitive side of it.
You played here. Was the goal back then to play professionally and make the PGA Tour?
Yeah, it definitely was. In high school, the goal was making my way to college, and I was able to do that and played throughout college. The goal was to play professionally and make it to the next level, just like most of the guys are now. And I somewhat accomplished that. Played for about a year or two after college, so it felt good about it.
You got to see how hard it is at that next level. It's really only a difference, I guess, of a couple strokes per round, but those 2 strokes per round are huge. How hard is it to make it in the game of golf?
Yeah, it's incredibly tough. There's so many guys out there now that can post great scores, day after day. So, it takes a lot monetarily, but also the other side, of course, the physical side of it is very demanding.
So you played golf here. I remember Brian Green saying this when he was the baseball head coach here. He said back when he was a player here, he remembers telling his friends at Picacho when they were playing golf, how cool would it be to come back one day and run the baseball program? For you, when you were playing, did you ever think, hey, one day I could come back here and be a coach here?
No, funny enough, I didn't really have any aspirations of coaching while I was playing here. Just kind of grew into that, 3-4 years after college. I kind of started to think about my options and what I wanted to do with my life, and coaching, and I guess going through the college game as a student athlete, you learn the day-to-day life, the day-to-day operations of the day of a student athlete. So I was thinking to myself that'd be pretty cool to teach to more student athletes, so decided to get into it.
What makes a great golf coach at this level?
A lot of patience. Recruiting is a big piece, and getting to learn everyone's games. I think that's the most enjoying part of coaching, is getting to teach them the game of golf. That's what I like the most. And you bring in this talent, and they bring their game to you, but coaching them around the golf course and just ways to get better throughout their 4 years here is what I enjoy.
You've been able to successfully recruit internationally. Is that a big advantage with this job?
Yeah, I think so. We've had a international heavy squad, I think, probably every year that I've been here, basically. And like you just said, we've been able to bring in some talent overseas, so they've done well here. Every international that comes here, has the time of their life.
Every young coach, I think, needs a mentor. Has Jackie Booth been that for you?
Yeah, she was. I mean, coaching with her for 5 years was nothing but great. She taught me so many things as far as just handling a women's team, the day-to-day operations, and as she was getting closer to retirement, she was able to let me kind of run the team as she was on her way out, and that really helped my transition as a head coach.
Going back to recruiting, I guess as a golf coach, you could probably just kind of sit back and look at scores, but it doesn't tell you the whole story. Are you somebody who likes to get out there and really see an individual and how they react on the course to certain situations?
Yeah, that's a huge part of golf in general, but especially collegiate golf, because the level that we play at, for the most part, everybody hits the ball about the same. It's the big part is managing your emotions and managing how you get around the golf course. So we try to do as much of that as we can in practice, and then when we qualify, we're out there watching and seeing how everyone's games are, but also mentally, how are they getting around the golf course.
Do you have a lot of friends who are jealous because of the job you have? I mean, you're a golf coach. You're hanging around a golf course for a living. There's still a lot of pressure there, don't get me wrong, but it's probably not the pressure that somebody has when they're playing and they're the ones making the shots.
Yeah, I have a few friends that tell me quite often, how envious they are of my position, and I am too. I feel very blessed, very lucky to, have been placed in this position to be able to lead student athletes. So, it's been fun so far.
Let's finish with a couple of general golf questions that maybe a golf fan would like to hear the answer to. Hardest shot to hit in golf, in your opinion?
Probably about a 50 to 80 yard bunker shot.
Okay.
I would say those are tough.
If there's an average golfer who's trying to improve their game, and maybe they hit the ball well, they spend a lot of time at the driving range. When you talk about the mental side of the game with your players, what are you pinpointing? What are you focusing on?
A big thing is emotions. I don't know this specific time that you're actually in your setup and stance over the ball during the course of an 18-hole round, but that's only a very, very small amount of time during the 4 hours that you're on the course. So it's managing yourself in between the shots is what we focus on. But I would say for the everyday golfer, the beginner, the weekend player, short game is huge. It's huge for everyone, especially for people just getting into the game. The putting and chipping is the most important.
Lastly, Coach, when you think back to your individual rounds over the years, whether it be in college, post-college, before college, is there one round that sticks out that you just think back and you're like, man, everything worked that day, it felt right, everything was clicking on the golf course?
Yeah, I think probably the best round I've ever played was actually probably not my lowest score. I shot 66 at the end of Mountain Gods up in Ruidoso. That was my last round as a professional.
Okay.
And it was kind of at that point where I knew that I wasn't good enough to make it professionally, because I thought to myself, I barely finished maybe top 20 with a awesome final round, and I thought to myself, I can't imagine having to shoot 62, 63 every single day to go out and compete and win. So, obviously I had a few rounds like that in my career, but not day after day after day. So that was probably the best round, ball striking, putting, chipping, everything that I can remember. But yeah, that was the end of the professional career.
Coach, appreciate your time as always. Continued success.
Yeah, thank you.
That's women's golf head coach Danny Bowen. This has been Cruisin' with Coach, presented by the El Paso Las Cruces Chevy dealers, rolling today in a 2021 Chevy Suburban from Bravo Chevrolet.